Hello everyone, and welcome to our Columbia State Historic Park Gold Miner Challenge home learning program. This is through PORTS, or Parks Online Resources for teachers and students. I'm here today in Columbia State Historic Park. My name is Alec, and I will be your interpreter here today. An interpreter for California State Parks is pretty much like a ranger who does education. So my responsibility, my charge duty is to inform people about what happened during the California Gold Rush, what was significant about this place, Columbia. So right now I'm standing behind the Wells Fargo building here in downtown Columbia. And today we're gonna be walking around the town. And as we stop at different locations, we're going to be doing a challenge, a game. So I hope you're ready to play a game today. It's a fun one called the Gold Miner Challenge, in which you will pretend to be a gold miner. And your goal is to be the most successful gold miner. And the way to do that, the way to be the most successful gold miner, is by answering as many challenges correctly as possible. So we're going to have about 5 challenges today. And on each challenge, you'll have a couple options, and if you choose the correct option, you'll gain points. If you choose the incorrect option, you will lose points. So it's a pretty simple game. You will need a piece of paper and a pen, or a whiteboard and a marker, something to write with. Sometimes I like to play this game with partners, and other times some people like to play by themselves. So I'll leave that for you to do right now. So I'll give you all about 15 seconds to grab a piece of paper and a pen and determine whether or not you're going to be with someone else as a partner or by yourself. All right, so go ahead and take that time right now. And in the meantime, I'll show you a quick 360 of where I am standing. Kind of behind a building. It's a little cramped, but it's a beautiful fall day. It's early mid-November right now. The leaves are really starting to fall off on a lot of trees, but the weather is fantastic. Still sunny, still warm in the daytime, but definitely cooling down at night. All right, so you should have your piece of paper and a pen, as well as your partner or just yourself. You're ready to go. I always like to think of having a gold miner name to really get into the role, to create a name for yourself. So why don't you go ahead and do that right now as well. Think of a name that you could be as a gold miner. So this is a name coming from the 1850s. So a little bit of an old-fashioned name, perhaps. All right, so go ahead and think of one right now of a gold miner name, someone you can be. All right. Hope you have a great gold miner name. Go ahead and tell the people next to you what your gold miner name is right now. All right, very nice. And I also would like to show you on a map of where I am. So this is a California state park. So we are in the state of California in the United States of America, and I want to show you where we are on a map. All right, so you can see here on maps, we are in the state of California. And if you just go east of the San Francisco Bay and you cross the Central Valley and you head up into the Sierra Nevada mountains, up into the foothills where we are, about 2,000 feet elevation, you will find the little town of Columbia. There are more gold rush towns. Columbia is not one of a kind in that sense, but it is one of a kind in that it is very well preserved. In fact, it's the most well preserved gold rush town in California. It's like stepping back in time, and you too are going to experience that as we walk around town today. So we're going to go ahead and begin now. Remember, for the Gold Miner Challenge, everyone will start with 10 points. So whether you have a partner and you're on a team, or you're by yourself, you're going to start with 10 points. So it's helpful to write down at the top of your piece of paper or at the top of your whiteboard the number 10. That helps things for sure. Alrighty. So for this first challenge, we're going to go ahead and begin here. So the year is 1850, miners. It's about a year and a half after the gold rush has begun, and you've heard about this place called California. This place that you've never been to, you've only heard stories of, legends of. And apparently the streets are lined with gold. They're paved with gold. Tell me now, does it look like the streets are paved with gold right now? Not really, no. It turns out that's just a myth. So you arrive at this place called California, but before you arrive, you have to decide how you get here. So you have a couple of options. You have a couple options for how you come to California, how you come to this place called Columbia. And the first option is to take the land route, the overland route. And that would involve getting on a wagon. And this is going to be the way you get overland. The journey is going to be about 6 to 8 months if you're coming from a place like the Midwest in Missouri. And there's going to be definitely a lot of challenges along the way if you decide to go overland and take a wagon. Now, the second option is to take the ocean route. All right, there are a couple of routes you can go around the tip of South America called Cape Horn. And the other option is to take the shortcut called the Isthmus of Panama, which you cross through Central America. You have to take 2 boats instead of just one, because you need one to drop you off on the east side of Panama and one to pick you up on the west side of Panama. So those are your 2 options, and I'm going to give you all now 30 seconds to decide. 30 seconds to decide what you would like to do. So you can either take the overland route or you can take the ocean route. All right, I'll give you all 30 seconds to go ahead and do that right now. Think about what challenges you would have to face. Think about the differences between the two. All right. Alrighty, and time is up. Time is up. Okay, so at this point you have had to have chosen one of your options. So either the overland route or the ocean route. You have to choose one. All right. And at this point, I will tell you what happens to you. So maybe teachers, you can pause the video and you can take a poll amongst your students to see how many students are choosing each option, who's choosing the overland route and who's choosing the ocean route, and also maybe get a couple of responses from either side to hear why the overland route is a good or bad decision and why the ocean route is a good or bad decision. So you can take that time now if you'd like to pause it. Otherwise, I'll move on to the results. All right, so remember, you're gonna either gain points or lose points depending on what you chose. So if you decided to choose the overland route, good news. So you have run into some difficulties, and at one point there was a pack of coyotes that was stalking you for weeks, and you were scared that they were gonna try to hurt you, but you do get to California just fine if you took the overland route, and you get to add 2 points to your score. You get to add 2 points to your score if you chose the overland route. So at this point, you should have 12 points if you chose the overland route. But if you decided to take the ocean route, unfortunately, I do have some bad news. See, you're on this boat and things are going pretty well as you're crossing the seas. And all of a sudden, it gets really, really foggy, and you see a boat with black sails. Oh no, pirates. Arg, give me all your gold. Excuse me, sir. They don't have any gold yet. They're on their way to the gold mines as we speak, so you can't really rob them of any gold because they don't have any. Arg, well, give me all your food. Me hungry. Bummer. Looks like you guys are gonna have to give him your food. It's a pirate, you have no choice. So unfortunately, if you decide to take the ocean route, you lose some food, you're a little bit hungry along the route, and so you're gonna lose 2 points. So if you chose the ocean route, you now will have 8 points on your score. So 10 points if you chose, 12 points total if you chose the overland route, and 8 points total if you decided to go with the ocean route. No worries though, there's plenty of time to get your points back. All right, so once you've arrived to this town of Columbia, you then have to decide how you're going to gold mine. So there's a couple different options. You can choose one person. You can choose a partner. All right, and that could be a brother, a sister, a mother, father, a best friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Doesn't matter. But that person you're going to put your total and complete trust in to do their job, to to work hard to give you the gold that they find and split it equally. Or on the flip side, instead of having a partner, you could join a mining company. So a mining company, like, oh, it looks like a mining company boss. I've seen this guy before. Looks like he might have something to say to y'all.
Excuse me, I heard you need some work.
We need some work? Yeah, they have to decide whether or not they're gonna be with a partner or a mining company, sir.
Partner or a mining company, you guys are a great business. My name is Ryan, and I work for one of the biggest mining industries in the region. It's called Fly By Night Mining Industry. Now listen, tell me this, all right? Okay, they have entrusted me to talk to who? You, to come work for me, one of the biggest, most wealthiest, wealthiest mining companies out there. Now, why would you go work in a claim by yourself, making $6 a day and have to pay for water and you can come work for me and I'll pay you $20 a day. You need a lot of money, I'll put you to work, you $25 a day, $30 a day. I'll pay you $40 a day. You need more than 5 days a week, you can come work for me 5 days a week. You want to work 6 days a week, you can come work 6 days a week. 7 days a week, piece of cake. As soon as I figure out how to make 8 days in a week, you can come work for me 8 days in a week. Trust me, the sun will always be shining on your back. You're never gonna get dirty. You're gonna fill my pockets, your pockets full of gold. It'll be great. What do you think? Why don't you think about it? Come back and ask me, all right? Really, it's a really good deal. Sweet deal for any miner that wants to come in there and come work for me. All right, you think about it. You know we're here in the rocks. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it. All right, so now that's a pretty tough decision y'all are gonna have to make. So you are gonna have to take 30 seconds to decide right now whether or not you want to mine with a partner, just one other person, or if you want to join a mining company. If you want to join a mining company. So go ahead and take those 30 seconds. Seems like that boss had an awfully attractive offer for y'all, so go ahead and take those 30 seconds to decide what you want to do. Alrighty, folks, it looks like time is up. So at this point, I'd like you to write down your decision, whether or not you are mining with a partner or joining a mining company and having that guy as your boss. What sounded best to you? All right, well, let's go over the answer at this point. Again, you can pause if you'd like and go over who chose what, so you can take some hands, and also maybe hear from a couple opinions. Who's doing what and why are they choosing that? All right, but let me tell you what happened. Well, if you decided to just choose one partner, just to have one other person gold mining with you, just one other person, if you chose a partner, good news. It looks like your partner is someone you can trust, and they are working hard to find gold, and they're giving you their equal share, just like you give them your equal share. So it's someone you can depend on, and it's someone you can trust. So if you decide to choose a mining partner, then you can add 2 points to your score at this point. You can add 2 points to your score. All right, and if you decided to go with that guy, the mining boss, if you decide to go with the mining boss and join a mining company, unfortunately, it did sound like he was going to be corrupt, and he was. He was corrupt. He wasn't a great boss at all. He was running a dysfunctional mining company. They weren't performing. They're not bringing in gold, and they're scraping off all the profits and putting it in that guy's pockets. So unfortunately, if you decide to choose a mining company, then you have to subtract 2 points from your score at this point. So go ahead and add 2 points if you decide to choose a partner, and subtract 2 points if you decide to go with a mining company. All right, so that's challenge number 2. We do have 3 more challenges. So you figured out how you're going to come to California, either by sea or land. Who you're going to work for. Are you going to work for yourself and just have a partner, or join a mining company? And for this next challenge, you're going to have to decide how you're going to gold mine. And there are a couple different options. So I'm going to set up the tripod here right in front of our mining area. This is where the magic happened, all right? This is where the grit happen. This is where approximately $10 billion worth of gold was found during the California gold rush in Colombia. It's a pretty productive place. In fact, in the Western Hemisphere, you can't find anywhere else that had a bigger placer gold deposit. All right. But there were other methods to mine as well. See, there's another method called hard rock mining, in which you have the choice to do that as well. So there is placer mining and hard rock mining. And you can see from our pictures here that placer mining involves using water to wash away gravel and rocks and debris from gold. And gold is one of the heaviest things in nature, so it's always going to sink to the bottom. So you can use placer mining techniques, or you can use hard rock mining techniques. And hard rock mining involves, as you can see from the photo here, digging deep underground tunnels into the earth. So placer above ground. All right, and hard rock mining is underground. So hard rock mining is not involving water. It's using hand tools such as shovels and pickaxes, and maybe even explosives such as dynamite to dig holes deep in the earth. And the theory is maybe there's more gold underneath. There were some very productive hard rock mines out there, just as there were some very productive placer mines. But the ball's in your court now to decide what you want to do, placer mining or hard rock mining. All right, so why don't you go ahead and take 30 seconds again to decide what you want to do. You can go ahead and talk to someone next to you, or you can brainstorm, write down on a piece of paper. And at the end, make sure you write down your decision of what you want to do. So placer mining or hard rock mining, go ahead and think about what you would like to do. Alrighty, take about 10 more seconds to decide whether or not you're going to be doing placer mining or hard rock mining. 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, so hopefully at this point you have written down what you'd like to do, placer mining or hard rock mining. And you can pause the video and maybe take some polls for hands, who's doing what, and maybe you can talk about why you've chosen your decision, what sounds best to you. And let me tell you the results now. Let me tell you the results. Well, if you decided to go with placer mining, good news, placer miners. So lately here in northern central California, we've been getting quite a lot of rain. We had an atmospheric river come through and just dump rain. We had a lot of rain events in the past couple weeks. And so the water's flowing around here. And when the water is flowing, it's a lot easier to do placer mining because you need water to do placer mining. So if you chose placer mining, good news, you can add 3 points to your score this time because of how productive placer mining is. You're finding gold left and right. It's not even difficult for you. You're just stuffing your pockets full of gold. So placer miners add 3 points. And if you chose hard rock mining, don't worry, it's not completely bad news. Unfortunately, when you dig holes and water falls out of the sky, those holes do fill up with water. They get flooded. You can't work, and you really don't want to be down there because that's just dangerous. So if you chose hard rock mining, you can't go down into your hard rock mines, but because the water's flowing and because placer mining is pretty easy to do even with a gold pan, you're able to scrounge up a little bit of gold. So you can still take home 1 point if you chose hard rock mining. So placer miners, you get to take home 3 points, and hard rock miners, go ahead and add 1 point to your score. All right, so everyone wins in that moment. So we've done 3 challenges at this point. We've done how you're coming to California, either by sea or by land. We've done who you're gold mining with, either with a partner or with a mining company. And thirdly, we've done how you're going to gold mine, placer mining or hard rock mining. And as we walk down the street here, we'll talk about challenge number 4. And that is where you're going to sleep at night, where you're going to rest your tired eyes after a long day gold mining. And there are a couple options. So some people opted to sleep in relative comfort, and they chose a hotel to sleep in. All right, so we're walking down actually to one of our hotels in town called the Fallon Hotel. Pretty luxurious, great place to stay. And the other option that you had if you were a gold miner, besides staying in a hotel, was to go camping, to rest in the great outdoors. So this is the Fallon Hotel. This is that place I was talking about. Pretty nice, right? So that's option number one. And then I'll show you a picture here of what it would look like if you decided to go camping. So what it would look like in a miner's camp. Now there are pros and cons to both, again, just like any of the other challenges, but you're gonna have to take 30 seconds to decide what you would like to do. All right, hotel or go camping. So go ahead and talk to someone next to you, brainstorm, write down what you're thinking is the best decision for you as a gold miner. All right, take those 30 seconds. Take 10 more seconds, miners. Take 10 more seconds to decide hotel or camping for challenge number 4. Alrighty, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and write down your decision. Are you going to be sleeping in the hotel or are you going to go camping? Make sure it's written down. And you again can go ahead and pause to take some hands, see for who voted for what, and maybe hear some responses, some reasons why people chose the hotel or why people chose to go camping in this instance. And then at this point, I will tell you the results. So what happens based off what you chose? Well, if you decided to sleep in the fancy dancy Fallon Hotel, if you decide to go with the hotel option. Bad news. Bad news. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, while sleeping in the Fallon Hotel, while it appears luxurious and clean, it turns out they have bed bugs the size of stuffed animals. Oof. And you're awfully uncomfortable. You're getting these massive sores on you. You're getting bit up and you're itching all day long and you can't sleep. And the next day when you're trying to gold mine, you can't concentrate. So this is a problem. You're not able to pocket a lot of gold, and that's your objective as a gold miner. So if you decide to go with the hotel, you're gonna be dropping 2 points right now. And for those of you who decided that camping was the better option, you wanted to sleep outside, under the stars perhaps. Good news. Good news. Well, you're not spending money to sleep in the city hotel, which turns out has bed bugs. And you feel so refreshed being surrounded by nature, that fresh air. You don't have neighbors keeping you up. You don't worry about sheets being dirty, anything like that. So if you decide to go with camping, then you get to add 2 points to your score. You get to add 2 points to your score. All right, so that is challenge number 4. And last but not least, we do have challenge number 5. And challenge number 5, I'm gonna tell you miners, is a little less to do with what you're thinking and more of how you're feeling. All right, and so for this final challenge, it's the end of the week. It's Friday, and you're tired from a long week of gold mining. And all you want to do is hang out with your friends and drink some sarsaparilla. So you show up at your little miner's shack here. You show up at your miner's shack and you decide to post up. You invite some friends over and you're making some food, maybe throwing a barbecue, drinking yourself some sarsaparilla, a great gold rush beverage. Just hanging out. And you really don't want any more conflict in the week. It's hard enough as is. And all of a sudden, while chilling at your miner's shack, out of nowhere, it looks like there's a crazy miner here.
Hey, oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Look, friend, I know I just met you, but it's a really nice, fine claim you got here. But look, I got a little bit of a problem. You see, some people, I gotta leave town basically, and I got an old mining claim right up on the hill over there. It's a really good claim. I mean, it's a really nice claim, and I need you to take it off my hands. You see, I can't really stay in town. Let's just say I have some business I gotta take care of a little outside of town, and I do kind of gotta leave fairly quickly. But honestly, it's a really good claim. I mean, this is a great claim too, but this claim's got a lot more gold in it. Trust me, there's so much more gold in this claim. You don't even really need a shovel. You just walk right over your little 100-foot square spot, and gold just jump in your pocket. I'll show you what I got this morning. Look at it. This is the stuff I just got this morning. I mean, this is real good gold.
Oh, wow.
You can see right there.
That's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of good gold. I would like to actually stay here, but honestly, I got some people that are kind of looking for me, not looking for me, but anyway, I got to get going. And I would really appreciate it if you guys go ahead and take my claim for me. Why don't you think about it? Well, why don't you just do it? Can you just go ahead and hop that for me?
Sure,
you guys
can do.
Don't mind? All right, thanks, Ma. I really appreciate it. I'll probably never see you again, but I don't care. All right, bye.
All right, wow. So here you are left with this mining claim with allegedly quite a lot of gold at the claim. And that miner was trying to convince us that it was a good idea to go to his mining claim. So this is challenge number 5, everyone. This is challenge number 5. You have to decide whether or not you're going to go to this mining claim with allegedly quite a lot of gold, or if you're going to stay put and hang out at your miner's shack, barbecuing and hanging out with friends. All right, so challenge number 5, will you go or will you stay? Take about 30 seconds, friends. All right, take about 10 more seconds. Take about 10 more seconds. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right, so your options were, again, to either go to this mining claim or to stay put. And again, you can pause the video, take some hands, figure out who's doing what and why they're doing that, and I will give you the results right now. Well, miners, if you decided to go to this strange miner's mining claim way outside of town to try to find some gold, I got news for you. And it's good news. It's great news. Turns out you go to this miner's mining claim and it is more gold than you've ever seen in your entire life. You're instantly rich. You struck it rich. Congratulations. So if you decided to go to this strange miner's mining claim, you get to add 5 points to your score. That's right, a whopping 5 points to your score. Turns out that miner was right. And on the flip side, if you decided to chill here at your miner's shack, you didn't want to go anywhere, you wanted to barbecue with friends, well, you certainly don't gain all that gold that you could have if you went to the mining claim. But you also have a really good time that night and you make some great connections with friends. So you still get to add 1 point to your score. Okay, so at this point, miners, again, so you add 5 points if you decide to go to the mining claim, and you add 1 point if you decided to stay put. Go ahead and add up your final score right now, and I will let you know what happens to you. What is your fate, depending on your score. So go ahead and add up your final score as a miner. Okay, here we go. If you got 5 points or below, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 points, unfortunately, you have lost everything you came with to California. You've lost all the money and you've lost all the time it took to come to California. So you're kind of out of luck and you have to go back home empty-handed, which doesn't feel great. But you still have your stories. You still have your stories of what happened in California that you can tell for the rest of your life. So you're rich in stories, but poor in gold. So sad. All right. And if you got 6 to 10 points, so 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 points, well, you don't lose a ton of money that you come to California with, but you also don't gain anything either. And it is a bit of a waste of time as well. You are able to go back home, and your stories are so popular that you're actually a pretty popular person now in town. They think you're pretty cool for going to California and risking it all. So you have lost some money, but you have gained some social capital. When you go home, people think you're awesome. So that's nice. And if you ended with 11 to 15 points, so 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15 points. If you ended with 11 to 15 points, congratulations! You have gained gold in California. It was not a waste of time. It was not a waste of money. You come home with gold lining your pockets. Your friends, family, and community, they're impressed with you. They're like, all right, she brought home gold. They brought home gold. That's awesome. You brought home gold with you, and you can show them what California did to you, how awesome California was. And of course, you have plenty of great stories to go around. All right. And if you got 16 to 20 points, if you got 16 to 20 points, you struck it rich. You go back home and the people in your hometown throw you a parade for your glorious return down Main Street. All right, so you can imagine yourself on one of those floats, just waving to everyone. They're showering you with confetti, and the people just love you because you brought home so much gold to their community, and you have so many wonderful stories to accompany you with as well. So you are a very successful miner if you got 16 to 20 points. And finally, if you got 21 points or more, all right, you are a straight up gold miner legend. They not only throw you a parade when you return to your hometown, but they rename your hometown after your name. That's how cool you are. So they rename your hometown. You're able to open up a business, never have to work a day in your life again. You're the most popular person in the county, if not your entire state. And you go down as a complete legend gold miner. Congratulations. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for playing our game today. I do want to say one last thing, and that is, first, thank you for playing. And secondly, it didn't matter what you chose in this game, which decision. So you had so many decisions to make, but any one of those decisions in a specific place or time during the gold rush could have been a good thing for you. In some instances, they could have been a bad thing for you. And so I have rigged these answers because the gold rush was a crazy time. It was a random time. It was a time when there was no rhyme or reason for why things happened sometimes. It was just being in the right place at the right time, and you were able to be a successful gold miner. And oftentimes, the most successful people in the gold rush were not miners at all. No, but they were the merchants, or the people who were selling things to the miners. So those were the wealthiest people who came out of the gold rush, were the people who were selling things, the merchants. So thanks so much again for watching our home learning program today. If you'd like to watch more Ports home learning programs, you can go to ports-ca.us and check out a whole bunch of our California state parks offering programs like these for free, which is awesome. If you do have any questions at all, you can reach me here at this email address on screen. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.